Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a special Starseed Oracle reading where we are looking into the ascension journey using the Starseed Oracle decks. This has been part of Starseed Week. Powerful, powerful, powerful messages coming through with the daily energy draws this week. A lot of messages about not dimming your light, not holding yourself back. A lot of messages about why you are here at this pivotal point in space and time on this journey and what we're doing for the collective. And they're reminding me of something now that they want to come forth. Two things actually. A couple of months ago, we did a channel message called The Frequency of New Earth, where I can't remember what was talked about there, but I feel like we were channeling that Lemurian energy, and that Lemurian and Atlantis energy has been coming in very strongly this week, especially as we've been talking about Starseed, doing the Starseed week. It's this energy of rebirth, and what they've been bringing forth is that we're bringing forth the energy of the new Lemuria and the new Atlantis. Now, what this means is it's not that all of a sudden Atlantis and Lemuria of old is going to be revealed as in the physical plane. What we're doing on this ascension journey is shifting in our consciousness so that we can shift dimensions, and that's where Lemuria and Atlantis is going to be returned. Lemuria and Atlantis is a consciousness. Dimensions are consciousnesses. And so what's happening is we're bringing that consciousness back as we continue to ascend out of low vibrational, lower consciousness energy, out of the old matrix that is dense, that is lower vibrational, that is negative, that has been corrupted. As we shift out of that, we're bringing in the rainbow grid, the rainbow template. I'm going to link all this stuff in the description box below for you guys if you missed any of it. Do make sure that you're checking out the channeled messages because we've been talking about this for the past several months. So as we are bringing in the new rainbow grid, the new template, what this is they've been showing it to me in the seed of life, which is what's on my desk here, the seed of life energy. It doesn't quite look like this to me. It's much more subtle. It's this rainbow energy. If you see in this heart, you see how there's like this prism, this rainbow energy here. Even in this orlite, I don't know if you can quite grasp it in the video, but it's this soft, gentle rainbow energy. And this is the new grid that we are bringing down. This is new earth energy that we're bringing down and anchoring into the earth. And they show it to me as this seed of life. And the seed of life is what connects us all. It's this unifying energy. So really, really beautiful. What's interesting about this is I had started to channel this morning. I wanted to do this reading earlier this morning, and I couldn't. I felt very blocked, and I didn't know why. Except that I'm starting to channel in Lemurian light codes. And so I spoke to my Divine Masculine, and I'm like, I think I need you here to ground this energy, just like we had grounded the energy when the dragons brought in the rainbow grid codes a couple of weeks ago, which I talked about in the surrender shift. So my Divine Masculine was there physically with me as I was bringing in those rainbow codes, and he was grounding it, and it was going out into the physical earth. And so I said to him, will you be with me as we channel this light language? And so we're going to have that up on the channel very, very shortly. But I did the pick-a-pile, Who Are You Lightworkers, for my Patreon subscribers. And I think I needed to do that one in order to free up this energy, because there's a lot that has been coming in, and it was almost like my energy was scattered with it. And now it's very focused, and I understand it more because the energy of the unifying field, the seed of life, and how we are learning how to embody love and that Christophia consciousness, how we are learning how to embody that seed of life energy within us. The more we embody that, the more we're bringing that template down to earth. And the more we bring that template down to earth, the more the energies and the consciousness of Lemuria and Atlantis is coming back. And that's what was in the daily energy draw today. It's not so much that it's coming back as in all of a sudden it's going to show itself like it had been hidden on the earth plane. It was hidden as far as we had descended in consciousness. Just like dragons exist, just like our spirit guides exist in a different dimension, and just like unicorns and fairies exist. We had descended so low in our consciousness that we weren't able to see spirit. We weren't able to see these beings because we had lost our connection to ourselves. We had lost our connection to the universe. And so as we are knowing ourselves deeper, know yourself to know the universe. Know thyself. That's the Oracle of Delphi. Know thyself. The more we know ourselves, and what that means is we clear out that soul sludge of anything that isn't us. We are soul. We are love. We are light. We are the universe itself. We are an aspect of the universe itself, an aspect of God's source itself. Having a physical experience, we are more than our physical body. We are more than our identity as far as our human incarnated experience here. We are the universe itself, having a physical human experience. And the more we understand that, the more we're able to clear out all that soul sludge, what I like to call that dense energy. This is old patterning, old beliefs, old societal conditioning, old energy, old karma. This is all old lifetimes, old trauma, old energy that just holds us back. And when I say that we're healing, what we're really doing when we're on this healing journey is we are remembering ourselves. We are clearing out the old energy that just blocks us from our true nature, that blocks us from our divine self. So what we're actually healing is ourselves. We're healing all those fragmented pieces of ourselves that keeps us from recognizing the oneness and the wholeness, not just within ourselves, not just within our divine masculine and divine feminine energies, but with God, with Source, with the universe, with that Trinity energy. We are all one. And the more we understand that about ourselves, the more we recognize that oneness in everybody. That's the seed of life energy. That's the templates that's coming down. The more we recognize that oneness, the more we feel, and it's not just a concept, but the more we really embody that unity consciousness, the recognition of the connectedness between all living things, not just humans, but all living things, all living consciousnesses. The more we recognize that, the more we are raising in consciousness, shifting dimensions, and bringing back the golden age of Lemuria and Atlantis. But it's the new golden age. It's not so much we're bringing it back, but that we are going to be embodying that consciousness again in a new form, in a new way. And Spirit finally brought me, I had trouble because this energy was so strong that I had trouble during the daily really articulating this. And what they had said is, use this as an example. Use yourself and the ascension journey as an example. So you know the transformation that you have gone through on this ascension journey. And you know that as you shift in consciousness and shift in dimensions, that the old you feels so foreign. It feels so different. Even memory feels different. You can't go back to where you were, and you don't want to. But you can't go back. A long time ago, they showed it to me as this. As you're rising in consciousness, it's like you reach a new level. And even if you experience challenges or situations or obstacles in your life, you can't spiral down where you used to. There's like this surface layer there now, where you may have fallen and spiraled into depressive states and negative thinking, and you may have stayed there for hours, weeks, days, months, years in that old cycle of negative thinking, negative thought process, negative patterns, addictions, escapism, trying to cope with that. You can't do that anymore because you have raised in consciousness. And so there's like the old you is all underneath here, and you have that memory of the old version of yourself, but you're not attached to it anymore. You can't attach to it anymore. It's just a story. It's like a book that you once read or a movie that you once saw. There's no like emotional attachment to it because you have ascended so far, you have shifted so far that yes, you carry those experiences with you, but you're not attached to it. You carry the wisdom with you from those experiences. Those were learning opportunities. Those were experiences for your soul growth, evolution, for you to grow, for you to evolve, but that's not who you are. That's not where you are. You have shed that old layer of yourself. You have shed that old skin. And so you are raising in consciousness and embodying that higher consciousness now. And you can't go back. And it's just like that. It's like we can't go back to old Lemuria and old Atlantis, but we're building the new. It's the new golden age. It's the new golden era. It's the new renaissance of light. That's this rebirth energy. So do make sure that you're checking out all of these channeled messages from the past several months. I'm going to listen back to them again. And I very much recommend that you guys listen back to them again. The frequency of New Earth, even the Rise into Sacred Union, we have the Surrender Shift, and we have the Renaissance of Light readings, or channeled messages videos. Those are very pivotal for this point in time, because this is what we're doing. We are ascending into higher consciousness. And as we ascend into higher consciousness, we are shifting dimensions. And what's being revealed in those dimensional shifts is the new earth. We're bringing that down into the physical plane. We really have birthed this new earth energy. And now we're anchoring in that rainbow grid, that higher consciousness grid. And as we do that, some of what was seen before in Lemuria and Atlantis, which was those higher consciousness energies, being here on the physical plane, is coming back. And they're bringing in that it's the blend of technology and spirituality, which is metaphysics. It is that veritable Eden energy of everyone working in harmony. It's sustainability. It's environmentalism. It is it's beauty. And it's not so much beauty as in shallow concepts of beauty. It is natural beauty, natural wonder. It is everything we have envisioned and fantasized about and daydreamed as far as what heaven would be. We're bringing that down to earth. That is what it means by bringing heaven to earth, because we are ascending, because we are raising in consciousness. It is a powerful and pivotal time that we are in right now. And it's because of the work that you are doing, the wisdom that you are bringing forth, the recognition of your soul self beyond the human incarnation. Still being human, still being on the physical plane, still having this human experience. But you are transcending out of division. You are transcending out of chaos and conflict and drama. You are transcending out of lower vibrational frequencies and maintaining that balance and that harmony and steadfastness, maintaining that love within, maintaining your connection to the universe, heightening your connection to the universe, the recognition of the universe within you and part of everything around you, recognizing that co-creatorship. So really powerful messages coming in on the dailies, powerful messages in all of the channeled readings. So again, I highly, highly, highly encourage you guys to check those out if you haven't already. They're really, really important messages, powerful messages coming in for this pivotal point in space and time. What we're going to do today is we're going to get some more information. We're going to channel some messages and see what else is coming through for our ascension journey. What do we need to know right here, right now, in this point in time, this current energy? And remember, time is non-linear, so just like those channeled readings from a couple of months ago is pivotal right here, right now, this energy is going to be playing out over the course of the next few months, and even over to the next year, because 2021 is a very foundational year where we're anchoring in this grid, we're anchoring in this higher consciousness. So keep allowing this to anchor in. We'll obviously have more messages and channelings about this, but we might get called back to this reading as well. So we'll see, because this energy is going to be playing out over the next several months and even the next year. Okay, Spirit, what do you have to say for us for the ascension journey? What is going on? They're bringing forth the metaphor of the lion and the lamb. And this is energy of oneness. It's the energy of being unified with all. So anywhere where we are seeing divisionary tactics, especially in the media, especially in our experiences, where we're seeing division, or we're seeing borders, or we're seeing not boundaries isn't the right word, it's just division, where we're seeing conflict and drama and chaos, with division, side against side, person against person. I'm also hearing brother against brother. sister against sister, that kind of thing. We're all brothers and sisters, but it's that me against you. What we're seeing that happen more and more and more, almost to a heightened apex. And what's happening is, because it's being dismantled, because it needs to breach that tipping point so that it's coming into the collective consciousness, and so it shifts. And the more people who are aware of this, the more the energy is shifting. We have the Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. Have faith that no matter what it is that we are experiencing in our physical experience, in our human experience, there is a purpose for it. There is a purpose for it, and the purpose is for ascension. And for many people, these experiences that they're seeing, I don't really pay attention to the news. Sometimes it comes into like my feed, into my awareness. But what I do is I just try to clear my energy, hold steady within myself, hold balance within myself, hold that energy of love and compassion for all, because everybody is playing a role. Whether it's negative or positive, everybody is playing a role from the soul's perspective, from the higher perspective, for the evolution of ourselves as individuals and for the collective. So I try to hold that compassion in that space for all, and that love and compassion for all involved, because it is being divinely guided. And it might feel like a difficult experience to witness. It might make you angry. Good, get angry, because that inspires activism. It might make you feel sad for the suffering. Good, get sad, because that inspires compassion. And from those emotions, you can look within yourself and see, how am I meant to be a part of this? How am I meant to change this? How am I meant to shift the energy here? And for some people, it is activism. For some people, it is just looking within yourself and seeing, where is it connecting to yourself? Where is it resonating with yourself? And what do you need to clear? What do you need to heal within yourself? This is for the greater ascension. So anything that we are seeing in the physical world, understand that even though it's displaying itself as division and chaos and conflict, understand that the world is ascending, the planet is ascending. The collective is ascending into higher consciousness. And these things have to reach their tipping point. Old systems have to reach their tipping point in order to create the catalyst for change. And you as light workers and as starseeds, as way showers, whatever it is that you want to label yourself as, you as higher consciousness souls, having been on this ascension journey thus far, having done the work and the transformation within yourself, you are helping to hold that light, to be steady within yourself. And recognize, too, that everybody's on this ascension journey now. Everybody, the whole collective is on this ascension journey now. Everybody's on their own path. Everybody's playing their own role. Everybody is at different stages, but there is no higher or lower. There is no hierarchy. There is no superiority. Anywhere where there's superiority is just spiritual ego. So let go of that. Everybody is where they need to be for their soul's evolution to inspire the collective ascension. Okay? That's really important. This is being divinely guided, and everybody is playing their part. And what I want to mention this too as part of that message, as an anecdotal explanation. It's interesting because I will share a lot. I didn't always. When I first had Lyme disease and I was experiencing that, okay, let me go back even further. They're bringing me. I've blogged for the majority of my 20s and 30s, sharing my personal development and self-awareness experiences. That self-expression is very important to me. It has always been important to me. It is how I connect. As you guys know from this channel, me sharing my experiences helps me to connect and hopefully helps you feel like you're not so alone in what you're experiencing. You know that from my Ascension Confessions videos where I share the raw and the real. That's always been how I have lived my life and embodied my authentic self by sharing and expressing myself. When I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2012 and all of the suffering and the darkness that I experienced with that, I shared that as well because of the emotional trauma that it was experienced. Sharing helped me to heal myself, get it outside of myself, and it helped me connect with others who were experiencing the same and didn't have the ability to vocalize what it was that they were experiencing or what it was that they were feeling. And I use that as a catalyst to help other people, building a nonprofit foundation to help other people work through their trauma and their healing and their emotions with that. Now in the spiritual journey, what I've been doing, and I would share, a lot on Facebook and things. And now what I'm doing is I'm sharing a lot of my ascension journey. I'm sharing a lot of my experiences with sacred union, what that means, with spiritual awakening, what that means, how it feels, how it's kind of like a wild ride and a roller coaster. And what I'm finding is it's very interesting. A lot of people have gone very quiet on my Facebook feed, which is okay. But what I'm starting to see is that they're becoming more vocal in their spiritual experiences. And they're not using words like ascension. They're not using words like spiritual awakening. They're not even using words like spirituality. But they are becoming more aware. They're becoming more aware of themselves. They're becoming activists, more outspoken, more expressive. They are becoming more compassionate, openly compassionate, I should say. Now, I'm not at all crediting myself for this. I want to make that clear. But it's interesting to me because it's like there are different paths. There are different ways of expressing yourself. There are different ways of going up the ascension mountain, so to speak. And even people that you might not think are on the ascension journey because they're not using words like ascension, they're not connecting, so to speak, with their spirit team in such a way of using tarot cards or using divination tools, or they're not, talking about dragons or whatever it is, does not mean that they're not on the ascension journey. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm trying to express. I'm recognizing that people are ascending, that people are going through their own spiritual awakening, that people are on their own spiritual path. They might not be using this language quite yet. That might not be in their consciousness yet, might not be in their awareness, but they are still on the path. And that's really important to understand here. Everybody's being divinely guided. The collective is going through an ascension process. So if you think that people are still asleep and you feel like it's your job to wake them up, get that ego in check, because everybody's on their path, and all you have to do is embody your highest self, embody that higher consciousness, embody love, and continue to express yourself from the heart space. Don't express yourself of, I need to wake this person up, or I need to shift their mindset. No, that's divinely guided. The divine's got that. All you have to do is lead by example, lead by that embodiment. Anything else is control. Anything else is ego trying to force it. Step back from that. Allow yourself to just flow and go with the flow of life. Go with the flow of how you're being led. For some, yes, it's well, how do I say this? For some, it's going to be you speaking your truth, you sharing different aspects of the spiritual journey. Some of you is going to be sharing esoteric knowledge. Some of you it's going to be sharing love and light. Some of it is going to be love and light. But that doesn't mean that you haven't gone through your own darkness to get to that energy. Some of it is going to be sharing your own journey. Some of it is going to be sharing tarot cards and tarot readings. Some of it is going to be sharing channelings. Some of it is going to be just embodying in whatever it is that you do, the love of who you are, the kindness and the compassion of who you are. Everybody is ascending. It's really important at this time that we recognize the collective ascension and the unifying field that's happening here. And even those who are playing the role of the opposition, they're playing a role as a catalyst for ascension from the soul's perspective. Doesn't mean we have to like it from the human perspective, but we have to look at it from the higher perspective and say, okay, I understand. It's in my awareness now that it makes me angry, it makes me sad, it makes me whatever. But that's a catalyst, or they're serving as a catalyst for ascension, for change, because change is here and now. Everything is shifting now. This is where we are. Trust and have faith that it is all being divinely guided, every single piece of it. Whew, okay, this energy is very, very strong. All right. It's oh God, it's very, very strong, very fierce energy. I'm getting kind of like lightheaded because it's very strong coming in, but it is It's very compassionately strong, very lovingly strong. It's very fierce. It's very like right here, right now energy. This is why you're here, Spirit is saying, to embody love. Be the love. Wow. Okay. We have dance. Do something to shift your vibration. What's interesting about this is, if that comes out, it comes out. Okay. What's interesting about this is twofold. Number one, this is that energy of flow. Allow yourself to flow, especially allow your divine feminine energy to flow. Whether you consider yourself a divine masculine or divine feminine, whether you are male or female, we all have that feminine energy within us. And the divine feminine energy on this planet is rising. And this is not the feminine energy of, it was necessary to get to this point. This is not masculine feminine energy. We needed to go through those experiences of like the suffragettes. We needed to go through those experiences of, you know, how do I say this? Okay, they bring me back to a client reading I did recently. It's this energy of you don't have to wear a pantsuit as a woman. Let's use women as an example. You don't have to wear a pantsuit to see yourself as equal in the world anymore. Feminine energy is rising to be in partnership with the masculine energy. The masculine energy is healing the distortion to work in partnership with the feminine energy. So it's like when the feminine energy is rising in all, it's healing all. It's healing all the energies. It's healing the masculine and the feminine energy, the distorted feminine energy. The distorted feminine energy that had been suppressed, that had been repressed, that couldn't express herself, that was too overgiving because she felt like that's the only way that she could be heard or the only way that she could receive love or be loved, her only place of worth. And they're showing me, they were showing me this for a client reading, that we've been looking at feminine energy and feminine empowerment as like wearing pantsuits and breaking the glass ceiling and taking jobs as, you know, CEOs and higher levels. And that was all needed. That was all necessary to show the equality. Not just male and female equality, but the balance of the feminine and masculine energy. And now what's happening as the feminine energy is rising within the masculine archetype, what's happening is the feminine energy is being allowed to express herself in her full divinity. You know, for example, if you're a woman, you know, you can wear dresses and dance and express your passions, express who you are, not in a masculine way, but in a feminine way, and still hold that energy of power, self-empowerment. That's just an example. It's a little bit convoluted, but that's what came through in a previous client reading. It's what's coming through now. Allow that feminine energy to flow now, because this is the feminine in her full power, not just in the masculine-oriented power. I should say it like this. They're bringing it to me like this. Where there had once been the hierarchy of the masculine and the masculine over the feminine. Now it's coming into full balance. Now it's coming into full harmony because the feminine energy is rising. So when the feminine energy was once kind of in battle with the masculine, trying to assert herself in a masculine way within the feminine principle, what's happening now is that there is just a full balance, a full honoring, and a full appreciation of the feminine energy. Now, this does not take away from the masculine energy. The feminine energy within the masculine is rising as well, so that they are learning how to honor themselves. They are learning how to honor the feminine principle. They are learning how to go with the flow as well, not go with the control of life, not need to attach, not need to control, not need to manipulate. And that's what's healing within the masculine principle as well as the feminine energy rises. So what's happening here is everything is shifting. The energy of the entire planet is shifting into more and more balance. For the masculine energy principle, which is taking action, which is protecting and honoring the feminine principle, which is a practical, logical state of mind, is coming into balance with the feminine principle, which is expression of self, which is going with the flow of life, not needing to control, not needing to know how things turn out, just allowing yourself to receive, allowing yourself just to be very present in the present moment and be intuitively connected and take that divine intuitive guidance, put it into action. That's where the masculine and the feminine principles and energies work together. And so what's happening is the masculine and feminine energies within the soul self, within the one individual, is coming to balance. That's that inner union. And it's happening on a grander scale for Earth as a whole. So you can look at it from the inner perspective, from the personal perspective of you, and it's happening on the grander scale of the whole as well. That's what's happening here, is shifting into the vibration of the planet, is shifting into one of flow, which is the feminine energy, which had been so suppressed on this planet, is now rising. Again, it doesn't take away from the masculine principle. It's coming into harmony and balance with both. It's the king and the queen energy sitting on their thrones together. Both ruling in harmony. Both overseeing in harmony. It's very difficult to understand, I'm hearing, because how we have envisioned equality on this planet had come from a male-female standpoint, a very hyper-masculine, distorted masculine energy versus the suppressed feminine energy. And so when we talk about equality, we're looking at it from that societal conditioning, that societal viewpoint. This is asking you to shift your perception about that. This is asking you to look at the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy as one, because that's what it is. That's what union is all about. That's what you, if you're in a sacred partnership, that's what you and your sacred partner are doing. Your embodied masculine, you as the embodied feminine, or vice versa, coming into that oneness, coming into that union. And what happens from there is you birth a new energy, and that new energy is oneness. That new energy is balance. That new energy is honoring and cherishing both the masculine principle and the feminine principle. Protecting that, honoring that, and cherishing both. That's what's happening globally. And we can feel that energy. We can feel that shift. We can feel the rising feminine energy. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna get a couple more cards on what's happening currently for the collective. I think this is going to be a shorter reading. I'll get some guidance as well. This was powerful already. Powerful already. So let's just continue a little bit and see anything else we need to know for the collective ascension, please, Spirit. Anything else we need to know for the collective ascension? Anything else we need to know for the collective ascension? I'm hearing, let the energies support you. There is a lot of light codes. Okay, a couple of messages coming in. There's a lot of light codes, a lot of activations coming in on the planet at this time. The lunar cycles are supporting this. The equinoxes are supporting this. The eclipses are supporting this. The portals are opening all the time, and portals are just shifts in energy, allowing us to shift more fluidly into higher timelines and higher consciousness. So portals are opening up all the time on this planet, and the cycles, the lunar cycles, this cosmic events are helping to support this. A ton of light codes streaming in at this time, being assisted by Galactic Council. This is all of our sisters and brothers, not on the other side as far as, ancestors, although they are supporting your individual ascension, but this collective ascension is being supported by the Pleiadians, by the Arcturians, by the Andromedans. There is dragon energy that is coming in that is supporting this. So there is a ton of support that is coming into the planet at this time. Now, for your individual ascension, you are being supported as well, but it is up to you, I'm hearing, to seek out that support. And use your own discernment as well. Trust your own intuition as far as where to turn for that support. There are, like for example, the light language transmission that we'll be doing. bringing in light codes. There are healing modalities that are helping to assist in your individual ascension. There are ways in which that you can connect people who are doing guided meditations, who are helping you to connect more fully to yourself and to your spirit team, to the universe itself. So there is a massive amount of support right now, both for your individual ascension and for the collective ascension. Allow yourself to receive that support. Again, that's the feminine principle. Allow yourself to receive that support. Allow yourself to be of service to others and give that support if that's something that you're called to do, whichever fashion feels right to you. But this is what it is. This is that oneness. We are supporting each other as a collective community, but you have to allow that, and you have to allow yourself to, I'm also hearing like invest in yourself, to allow yourself to seek out that support and receive that support, because that's what's going to help you to shift into the new consciousness, into the new dimension, to new earth. It's going to just help you in this ascension journey. And trust where you're being guided as well, because you are being guided. So if you're called to a certain practitioner, trust that intuition. If you're called to stay away from a certain practitioner, trust that intuition. If you're called to read a certain book or to a certain field of study, trust in that, because the universe is speaking to you in so many different ways. It's up to you. It's your job to listen, to learn how to listen, to be connected and learn how to connect. That is your job in this ascension journey. It is your job to listen to the universe, communicate with the universe, and be open to receiving and not being afraid to ask for that support as well. Okay, that felt like a powerful message as well. What do we need to know for the collective? Yeah. Anything else? Okay, they're asking me to stop here and talk about this for a minute. We have angels of the four directions and courage, and I feel like this is piggybacking on the message that they just brought forth. Angels of the four directions, you are being so divinely supported at this time. Everybody, there is so much support in the higher realms, in the spiritual realms, the ethereal realms, whatever it is that you want to call it, the higher dimensions. There is so much support for your individual ascension and for the collective ascension. And your individual ascension is helping the collective ascension. It is all connected. Everything is all connected. There are threads through all of this. So your individual ascension is helping the collective shift. And you have your spirit team behind you that is assisting you on your journey. And they're calling for you to maintain faith, maintain that balance, maintain that steadfastness, and maintain your courage. Because it might, again, feel like things are very dark right now, like things are... and I don't feel like if you're at this point on the ascension journey, I feel like you're feeling that faith. I feel like you're feeling that connection, especially if these messages are resonating with you. I feel like you have come out of like a darkness. But the world around us might still feel like it's encased in darkness. For others who are not in this consciousness quite yet, they might still be looking at the chaos. They might still be looking at the conflict. They might still be looking at the drama and losing a little bit of hope. You're the ones in this armor here is what they're bringing forth. You have spirit behind you. You're in the armor. You're the way shower. You're the light worker. You're leading the way. And there's the collective that is behind you. You're the guiding light. And you can see there's all this darkness here behind you, but you can see the path forward. You can see the light at the end of the proverbial tunnel, so to speak. You can see that light. And what's happening is you're protected. You are armed with all these tools and all this knowledge and all this self-mastery, all this ability to alchemize and transmute negative energy. That's what you've learned on this ascension journey. You're leading the way for others. So if you feel like things are a little bit heavy, if you're seeing that chaos and that conflict in the physical world, and it feels like, when is it going to change? When is it going to shift? You can see this. You know it's shifting. You know it's changing. You're part of that change. You're leading the way for that change. Just keep having that faith. Keep moving forward on that path. And know that you are so divinely assisted. All right, anything else we need to know? Okay, they're starting to pull back. I'm going to get I want to know, like, who's assisting us at this point in our collective ascension journey, and what message do they have for us? Just a few cards on the table, but the cards are just a tool. It really is just a tool to allow the wisdom to flow through us. So trust in what you're receiving as well. Okay. Ooh, okay. Mother Mary. I love this energy. It is so loving. It is so compassionate. I'm also getting her blue cloak. They're not showing it to me in the card. They're showing it to me in my mind's eye as this energy of self-expression. She is here helping you to stand firm in your truth, but from a place of love and compassion. That message was coming in earlier, where it was like, allow yourself to embody that love, allow yourself to embody that compassion, allow yourself to speak your truth, because you're planting seeds, because you are showing others, how to embody your authentic self. And other people are doing the same from their viewpoint. It doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be controlling. It doesn't have to be forceful. By you expressing yourself, by you embodying your sacred self, by you doing this from a place of love and compassion, you are, I hate that term, waking people up, but it's you're being a catalyst for others. You're helping, thank you, Spirit. They're saying it's a better way to say you're helping to guide others on their own ascension path, because everybody is on an ascension path. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. Just this energy of overwhelming love and compassion. Anything else we need to know? We have Michael. I'm going to take all of these. Beautiful. We have Michael, trusting heaven, having faith. That's this energy of divine protection. Michael is a fierce leader, a fierce protector. He's saying strong, please strong. Michael has a very stoic personality with me. I'll share you guys a funny story. I connect very strongly with Raphael, especially when I was sick. I didn't understand that energy when I was sick, but I understand it now that was Raphael. And when I do guided meditations, I call on my angels, and Raphael, I always give him a high five, and he's always up for it. And I turn to Michael, I'm like, high five, and Michael says no. It's a very loving energy. It's a very compassionate energy. I got a smile out of him just then. It's very loving, very compassionate, but he's stoic. He's that very strong protector. He's a very strong masculine energy, very beautiful energy. He's saying you're safe. Angels stand close, surrender your concerns, and allow a miracle to occur. He's saying have faith. His energy is so strong with me right now. I just want to cry. It is so beautiful. It's just so protective, so supportive. I'm getting the energy of it's activating you as well. So allow yourself just to breathe this energy in and feel this, because it is very beautiful and very strong. You are so protected and so supported. We have the Shekinah, the sacred self. This is that Holy Spirit energy. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. Again, we have dance to the flow of life. That's that feminine principle coming in, which is very interesting. Allow yourself to just flow with life. You don't have to control it. You don't have to force it. Anything in your life. Just allow yourself to be your sacred self. Just allow yourself to surrender any fears and just be in the embodiment of love, because that is what creates miracles. Being in the flow of life, not forcing anything, not holding yourself back, but just allowing yourself in every present moment to embody love, whatever that looks like. Being unabashedly love and loving. That is what embodying the sacred self is all about. We have Commander Ashtar. Call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. That's embodiment. That's exactly what we're talking about. That is embodiment. We also have Green Tarot, Supreme Protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. Beautiful, beautiful confirmation of everything we have been channeling here today. All right, you guys, I'm going to end with a message from the universe using my Conversations with the Universe deck. It's available on my Etsy shop. I'm going to end with a message to you from the universe as guidance. Okay. Do stay tuned. I'm getting called to say this. Do stay tuned to the channel here, because sometime today we'll have the light language transmission. the Lemurian light codes. And I'm bringing it up here because I'm actually starting to get that energy. It was coming in this morning. I'm starting to get that energy again, and it sounds like singing. It sounds like an ancient song. It's the soul song that's coming in. It's the higher consciousness. It's the soul song that's coming in, singing to your soul, and it's bringing in these light code activations for that Lemurian energy. It's peace, it's hope, it's prosperity, it's abundance, it's love, it's compassion. It's very idyllic, not idyllic, it's Edenic, like that Eden energy of harmony. And that's what's coming in. It's very angelic as well. Very new energy for me, very new experience for me when I'm channeling, but it's very, very beautiful. So stay tuned to that transmission. I have a feeling it's going to be quite powerful. All right, Spirit, what do you have to say to close out the reading? Thank you. Anything else? I feel like there's one more. Anything else? Thank you. Okay, we have everything comes in its perfect divine timing for your soul's growth, established by you before your incarnation at the onset of time itself. Trust in this and trust in yourself. There are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. Everything is happening for a purpose. Everything is happening for a reason. It's happening for you, not to you. Get out of that victim mindset. It is all being divinely supported, all being divinely guided for the ascension, your own ascension and for the collective ascension. By shining your light and being true to who you are, by loving fully and embracing the world as your own creation, you are changing the vibrations of those around you. Beautiful confirmation of everything we channeled, your embodiment, your being expressive in your full authentic self. You are shifting the energy of the entire world around you, of the entire collective, and helping to anchor in the rainbow grid, helping to bring in these new light codes, helping to shift us into this new earth, this new heaven on earth in the physical plane. Beautiful, beautiful energy. I am sending you guys so much love, so much light. We'll be back next week with Sacred Union energy updates, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine energy updates. Do make sure that you check out the channel messages linked in the description box below and all the daily energy draws from this week. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and we'll see you next week. Bye.